Oh my gosh, somebody said I'm new here. Yay, thanks for joining us. If you're new, let us know in the chat. We're super, super excited to have you. And if you are new, we do this Zoom every single Tuesday, no matter what. Same time, same place, same link always. So save it in your phone. Happy August, everybody. Um, it's crazy. It is August already. It is ridiculous that this year has gone this fast and we only have what, like 5 months left in this year. Like we've got to put our foot on the gas and get going because literally before we blink it's going to be January again. And I don't know if you guys know this, but what you do now is preparing yourself for January, for our biggest months in this business. So if you've been kind of hibernating and sleeping, if you kind of disappeared this summer, for one reason or another, because life happens sometimes, guess what? Kids are going back to school. My daughter starts school tomorrow. Woo! And we can get back to normal. And it's time for everybody to stop dipping a toe in, but put your whole dang foot in because things are about to get crazy. And I'm super excited because I've like literally this Zoom is exploding every week. And I thought, man, we need to hear from some of these seasoned 80Ks too, because guess what? Their stories and their tips are just as good. Um, and I am so excited because last Tuesday was my first time interviewing an 80K. And this week I'm interviewing one too. Woohoo! I'm so excited to bring on Samantha Lynn Cox today because I'm I can't wait to hear her story. And I just think that you guys better have a pen and paper and be ready to take some notes because you never know when you're about to hear a tip or something that could change your business forever. And don't forget it's payday, you guys. So we've got a lot of lives to change. Samantha, you might have to unmute yourself.
I'm here.
Yay! Oh my gosh. First of all, thank you so, 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 so much for doing this today. I so appreciate it. Your background is so cute. I need that little heart thing. I love that. Um, I need that for my products. Um, so I want to jump in because obviously Lavelle has a ton of 200Ks and a crap ton of 80Ks. And so it's impossible to know everyone and their stories. And that's one of the reasons I started this Zoom because I want to be able to grab and pull from everybody in this company because we all have so much to offer. So I want to kind of start with your story. Like what was your life looking like before you got into this industry? And did you do any kind of network marketing before you found Lavelle? And then how did you find Lavelle? And then we'll kind of go from there.
Awesome. Okay, so first, I know I've already told you this, but I want everyone here, all 159, 60 of you, to know how, number one, I'm a little bit nervous. So if you can relate to that, just know I'm there. I'm a little nervous because I always watch this Zoom and it has been so helpful and I've learned so much and I cannot even believe that I am actually doing this right now. So I am just excited to share on something that I've always wanted to be a part of. So like, do you ever like picture yourself at 200K and think I'm going to get there someday? Because that's where I always am. But along the way, there's like steps you have to take to get there. And so this feels like part of the step to get there. So I'm just super excited and hopefully I can give you guys some words of wisdom. So a little bit about me. In October, it will be 6 years since I have been promoting with Lavelle. And before that, way back then, in 2015, I was a hairstylist. I was working at a salon that I did not really love, but I loved what I did. So I went. And you know that feeling when you wake up and you have to go to work and you're like, ugh. Then once you get there, you actually are like, okay, it's not that bad. But it's like the getting up and getting there is the hardest part of the day. Well, I also had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. And my husband was a firefighter, so he would be gone for 24 to 48 hours at a time. And so that would leave me to do all the parenting things, right? So he would be home for 24 hours at a time, but he's catching up on sleep. So it was exhausting to live that and be a good mom and also show up at work, because I had always known I wanted to be a hairstylist, but I wasn't really showing up the way that I wanted to. And you can imagine being a hairstylist. I don't know if there's any hairstylists on here, but even if you've ever been to a hairstylist, that's like when you get to have some girl time and like therapy. So you go to your hairstylist and you might not mean to do it, but you dump all of your stuff onto them because you can't wait to talk about, your life. And when you're the person behind the chair, it kind of takes a toll on you when you're just nonstop. I love that people trust me with stuff, but when you're, not really feeling good yourself, you're not in a place where you can help people because, you're not feeling good yourself. So anyway, I had never heard about Thrive. I did not know even that it was a sticker that you wear. There was nobody posting about it on my social media. I seriously had never, ever, I didn't know what it was. And I was looking for something. I needed energy. I was desperate for energy. I needed to wake up. I was sick of my kids coming in and telling me, I'm hungry. Like, can we have breakfast now? And I'm looking at my clock or my phone like, oh my gosh, we're already late for the day. You guys hurry up, get your stuff. We'll eat breakfast on the way. And we were getting coffee through the drive-thru and donuts. And it was every single day, rush, rush, rush. So I was looking for this. I didn't know that it existed. I had no clue there was a product or anything out there that would help with energy. Of course, I had heard of other companies that helped with weight loss, but I wasn't really looking for weight loss. I didn't know even that Thrive was something that could help with weight. I just knew I needed energy. So I know that my poor husband was probably sick and tired of me saying how tired I am, because obviously he's working a very physical, demanding job also. So to hear me complain about going to do hair and hang out with the kids and being tired, he's just like, okay, that, is it really that bad? But it was my body. It was my body. So one day, a friend of his has a wife who was promoting Thrive, and she was doing her reach outs. She was doing her job. She was doing her daily job and reaching out to people. And she had reached out to my husband because he was really into fitness and happened to work on the fire department with her husband. And she didn't know me. I had no idea who she was. And she just happened to be doing her job. And he was like, you know what? I'm not really interested, but my wife needs this. So he came home and he's like, Tom, his wife is selling some stuff that's supposed to give you energy. And he really had no idea what he was saying. But I'm like, excuse me, energy? Like whatever that is, I have to have that. So I don't know who she is, but let's do it. And you guys, I didn't have a sample. I didn't get a discount. I paid full price. I didn't get a free shipping code, nothing. I just ordered because I was looking for this. So, the one thing that I learned coming into this is you never, ever, ever know who is so done feeling that they are sick and tired of being sick and tired that they're ready for this. So I just ordered. I started feeling good like within my first week. I was, the classic sign of a thriver, right, is when they are deep cleaning all the closets and going through all their kids' clothes and like all the things to where they can get organized. And like whenever somebody tells me that they feel like cleaning, I'm like, okay, you're really thriving now. I was taking clothes to work to give to my friends that my kids had grown out of, like really going through all the things. And everybody is asking me, why are you so happy? Why are you at work without your coffee early? And like, this is not like you. And I'm like, I don't know, you guys, this sticker, and I was wearing it, but I had no idea what it was. Like, I'm telling you, when it showed up at my door, I was like, this sticker is going to change my life. Okay. But I was just desperate. So I started using it and people started noticing it because I was just acting different. It wasn't a Facebook post. It wasn't the perfect message. It wasn't the, desperation of doing a reach out. It was just me living the Thrive life. People wanted it. So that's when I heard that I could get it free. Well, if it's free, it's for me. I'm all in. How do I get it free? I don't really want to, I don't need another job, you guys. I'm busy. I'm a mom, I'm working. It's too much. I don't want another job. But if I can get this free, okay. So she showed me how to get it free. Still hadn't met this person. My first two people ordered and already were feeling good within, my first couple of days of thriving. So I was like, oh my goodness, like I am really seriously like changing people's lives. This is kind of fun. So after I referred my two is when my promoter actually said, well, you could get paid also. You're already thriving for free. You might as well get paid to do this. And here I am again. I don't need another job. And I had not ever been with direct sales before. I've never been in multi-level marketing at all. And so I had all kinds of opinions about what that meant. I thought, okay, if I become a promoter, I'm going to have to purchase some giant kit. I'm going to have to host parties. I have been to parties where other people were hosting them, and then you got to do the whole thing at the end of the party where everyone has to get in line and place their order, and they've got this like sheet where they have to like, I don't have time for that, and I don't want to do that. And so I asked her, well, what does it mean to be a promoter? Like, what does it come with? Like, I really do like the way I feel, so I'm just kind of interested. And I said, do you mind if I come over and you just like, I was literally asking for a one-on-one promoter training from somebody I had never met. She's like, sure, come on over. So I go to her house, and you guys, what she showed me? Her cloud office. She just pulled up her computer and showed me the cloud. And I was like, oh, that's it. And she's like, here's where you order, here's where you refer somebody. Like, it was so simple that I seriously thought it was too good to be true. I'm like, what's the catch? And she's like, well, she had her vision board behind her. She's like, this is the catch. This is my goal. My goal is to go on a trip. Like, and I'm, she had already earned her auto bonus. She had just started a couple months before me. So I'm like, okay, well, this is very enticing. If I don't have to pay for a kit and I don't have to host parties at people's houses, I might be able to do this. So the next day, I go home, get up, get ready for work, feeling great, get to work. My very first client is asking me about my Thrive. And I'm like, this is it. I'm doing it. I'm just going to be a promoter. I go to the back room, I mix up her color, and I log in to my cloud from my phone and clicked the button to be a promoter. And I went back to work. I got her to place her order, and I'm like, you know what, while your color is processing, I'm going to put you on the phone with my friend to explain this to you, because I have no idea of what is in it. I don't know how it works. I don't know, and I don't care. It just makes me feel like this. And I was just the living proof of it. And so I would connect people to her. I would put them on a three-way call and just click mute. I have no idea what she said all these years on all of my three-way chats, because I was just creating them and going back to work and creating them and going back to work. And so I just clicked the mute button and I went on to the next person. And then by the time, I was finishing with them, they were so excited. So, and I understand it's like a lot of people will say, well, I don't see people like that. So it's a lot harder for me because I stay home and I don't go out and see different people. So it's different. Yes, it is different. But guess what? Everyone has a different story. So that's kind of how I fell into becoming a promoter. I just trusted the person who brought me on. Honestly, I loved that she was just very, she was kind of vague with me. She didn't tell me, oh my gosh, when you take this tomorrow on day one, you're going to feel like this. She didn't say, expect this or don't expect that. And maybe it was good that I didn't see anything on social media. I didn't see anybody's weight loss results. I didn't see anything. So I just trusted her, and I expected a diet to come with it or a workout plan. Like, what is the catch? There's no way. All you do is just take this every day. And she's like, in 2 weeks, we'll see how you feel. And it was within like 5 days that I clicked the promoter button. So that's essentially how I started.
I love how you're giving, like, little tips along the way too, because, I mean, it might be, like, if people are thinking outside the box, it could be somebody's husband's wife, you know what I mean? Somebody you don't even know. And I think about, like, my business, that was my case for getting to any money was somebody's mother that I had never met before. So it's crazy because I think sometimes we're just not looking at the big picture. And I love how you were just putting your people on the phone with your upline, like keeping it so simple, like, here, talk to somebody else. I don't really know yet. And it's okay to do that. I mean, honestly, that's what usually closes people is that third party credibility. So let's talk about a little bit about your like, how long you were at each rank and how long you stayed there and all of that. Like, so did you grab your VIP bonuses? Did you go 4K, 12K, like, all the way up?
So this is like the nitty gritty, right? Because everyone sees like your highlight reel, but nobody knows how much work it takes to get there. You see someone getting shout outs for what they've earned, and you're like, man, must be nice. I wish I was there, but you have no idea what somebody went through to get there. So I love this, and I earned my VIP 800, and I don't think I got my 1600. I think I missed it by my one promoter, but I did earn my 4K. It was the iPad bonus. I earned the iPad mini bonus. And this was back in October. So I earned it in November of 2015. And then December of 2015, on the 31st, the last day of the month, I was so focused on helping my one promoter earn her 4K. I didn't even realize, oh my gosh, I just earned my 12K. So I earned my auto bonus um, within 2.5 months of starting. And that was really exciting for me. But what I really remember is my husband, Mr. Skeptical, was like, there is no way this is really happening. Yeah, I see you earned an auto bonus, but we're not buying that car yet because what are you going to do if LaBelle shuts down in 6 months? Because they're giving away all this money. And there's no way that this company is going to be like something that stays around. um, which is funny to me looking back now because it's been almost 6 years. Like, we are not going anywhere. But I was so new too, where I was like, man, is he right? So I started this like little bit of self-doubt type situation, and but I just kept going because I loved it so much. And what I loved and still love the most is talking to people about how their lives can change with this business. The product speaks for itself. So if you get them on the product, they already know their life is different. But when they start to see the big picture, that was like fueling my soul, right? People were seeing me get an auto bonus, so they wanted to join. So I earned my auto bonus in December of 2015, and then in May of 2016, we got to 40K, or it was April of 2016, we got to 40K. So your goal, right, is to keep moving up. So you get to 4K, then the next step, 12K, the next step, 40K. So then what's next? 80K, right? Well, going from 40 to 80 is doubling your volume. It's not going from 4 to 12 where it's just up a couple thousand, and then 12 to 40 is a little bit harder, but 40 to 80 where you're doubling, that for some reason gave me this like mental block where I was like, I don't know. So in May of 2016, we had this huge local where a lot of our leaders, I don't know if you guys know Susan Kaufman, Brittany Williams, and Lindsay Rossler. The three of them flew from Texas to Ohio to do this local with us. And I was so excited because I was still new. So I was excited to meet these, 200K leaders and really get to know them. And so before we did the local, we had a little mini promoter training. So I was like, excited, like this feeling right here where I'm like excited to be on Lisa Fuller's Zoom. It was like that. And I was ready to ask questions. I remember they gave me $5 because I was the first one to ask a question where everyone else was scared and just like, oh, we don't have questions. I'm like, how long did it take you to quit your job? I want to know, like, how did you know it was time? Because I was loving this so much that I was already like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't want to be behind the chair all the time. I just want to do this. So I asked a lot of questions, and I almost think that their answers intimidated me more. I felt like there's no way I could do that. Um, Lindsay was so raw and real about how she went to Cabo for a lifestyle getaway, and she knew on that trip that she was going to go home and quit her job and do this forever. And she went 200K the next month. And I'm like, ooh, whoa, no, I can't do that. I had this like mental block where I'm like, I can't do that. So that event kind of was a place where I decided for myself that I can't I can't do that. Even though every person should have the goal to like go to the top and be 200K, I had this mindset of I'm just going to sit here at 40K. And I told them, you know, my next rank would be 80, and they're like, "You've got this. Like you're on a roll, you're on fire, like you're still new and you're almost to 80K, like way to go." And we maintained 40K for 3 consecutive months, and then we went back down to 12K. And during that 40K time, I helped 2 other people get to their auto bonus, and they maintained those auto bonuses for a couple months and then they fell off. So like my mindset was trickling down to my team. So instead of me still continuing to go like full steam ahead, my team was slowing down too. And so, you know, those of you who have been here for a while, I'm sure you know the people who start with you are not the people who help you get to every single rank. Those girls are long gone. I always wonder, like, what would happen if I would have stayed motivating them and pushing them like I was before? So, we stayed at 12K, but that was like my comfort zone. I was comfortable there. I was getting my auto bonus and I was still bringing in new people. My PPA was always between like, I don't know, 6 and 10 every month. So I was still bringing in new customers, but I wasn't really working the business and working with promoters. And so everybody knew I was thriving. My social media was great. Everyone knew that I was still doing it. So I know that's how I was able to maintain my rank. But I was complacent because yes, my Thrive did make me feel amazing. It made me feel so good that year in 2016, I decided to leave that salon that I did not love and open up my own place. So I fell in love with my job again. And I have this product to thank for that. I went from dreading going to work to getting my own salon. So that was huge, huge, huge for me. So I know that in doing that, I kind of put the business aspect of this on the back burner because I was building a salon. I really, really was more focused on having a place where women could come and just be themselves. The part I was talking about at the beginning where I was exhausted by hearing people's drama and gossip, that changed for me when I was thriving because I had this whole new attitude where I felt good. And instead of giving into that drama and being like, oh my gosh, he did what? I can't believe that. I would say, girl, you're too good for that. You need to leave that situation. Like, you're beautiful. Like, why are you like things where I would build them up? And that's what I cared about doing. I mean, we help people feel good on the inside with Thrive. As a hairstylist, I get to help people feel good on the outside, and it all just kind of wraps up together. And that's what I loved about it. And that's what I was looking for creating. So we were at 12K. We're in a new salon. We are super excited when Thrive Skin gets launched. I thought that was going to be like huge for us because we do facials and we could do all the skincare in the salon. And it was just okay. I was just kind of stuck there. And I think I've always known since the beginning of doing Thrive that I knew that this is where I want to be. This is what I want to be doing. And although I did open up my salon, you guys, I was working 80 hours a week in this salon. I was taking my kids to school and going to work, and then the bus would drop the kids off at the salon after school, and they would be doing their homework and their snack, and then their friends would come off, picking them up and sending them to wherever their after school activities are. And then, you know, I had no involvement in their life. All they saw was mommy working, which, you know, it's great. You want your children to see that you're working hard for your dreams and your goals, but I was missing everything. practices. My son did BMX. He was #9 in the nation when he was 5 years old, and I missed so many things. My daughter and her dance, like I wanted to be the mom that got to be involved, but I also was following my dreams and didn't realize how much time it would take. It was getting me back to being exhausted. So that happened for years. That was 3 full years of being at 12K and being in my salon. And you guys ever have some sort of moment in your life where everything comes crashing down and your whole life changes in a moment? I swear everything happens in a moment, whether it's good or bad. It could be somebody passes away or gets sick. It could be a divorce or a separation. It could be a positive thing like getting married. Like the moment you say I do, your whole life is different. The moment you have a child, your whole life is different. Like everything comes down to one moment. And we had a situation in our family that happened, and honestly, the best thing I could do in that situation for my family and my kids was to remove them from the town that we lived in. It was a very difficult choice to make. But we lived in Ohio, and my husband and I had forever talked about moving to Arizona. My grandparents live here. He always wanted to be a Phoenix firefighter. Always. So we looked into moving here. We wanted to move here, but we always were like, well, we won't ever do that. We've got the salon. We won't ever do that. We have family here. We won't ever do that. We won't ever do that. But we looked it up, we talked about it, and we just never did it. And when the situation happened and we were like, what do we do? We put our kids in our car, our free car. Granted, I never went and got my luxury car. I never did all that time. This was 2019. So I got my auto bonus in 2015. 2019, still not in our auto bonus car. Put my kids in the car and all the clothes we could fit in the trunk, and we drove across the country. We drove from Ohio to Arizona. It took us 3.5 days, and left everything behind. The salon, their whole lives, like everything. And it's a super long story. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that, but that's the gist of it. And we moved out here with nothing but the clothes on our back, literally, knowing that at the very least, we have this business as income. So I had time freedom, I had financial freedom, and I had an understanding of what this business could offer. But in the meantime, like when something bad happens in your life, you can't just pick up and move on the next day, right? This is pretty traumatic, taking your kids. My kids were in kindergarten and 2nd grade, I think, 3rd grade. Oh my gosh, I don't know. My kids are in or 2nd and 5th now. So we were in kindergarten and 3rd when we moved. So that's hard on kids, and trying to explain it to them in a way that they can understand. And, we're going to live here with grandma and grandpa for a while, and then we're going to start over and have a new school and have a new life and make new friends. And that was hard. But the one thing deep down inside of me that I was really excited about was I just walked away from the salon. I'm not going to have clients asking me, well, can you just fit me in? Or, let's not tell anybody, and can I just come to your house and can you do my hair? Or like I walked away from it in such a big way to where I knew that this is it. This is what I'm going to do. So we moved out here, and I went through some really hard times. My husband got a job right away. My kids were in school. I was home with my grandparents, and so it's my children's great grandparents, which is really cool that they get an opportunity to really get to know them. But I was terrified, and I'm like, what am I doing? So that 12K, that was almost a 40K. Every month it went down a little, and every month it went down a little, and every month it went down a little. Meanwhile, we get our own apartment. We have no furniture. We're living in this house with on the carpet with no furniture, eating dinner together and just doing what we got to do to get by. And my volume is going down. And I remember the last month where I decided that this has to change. I had to have my mom place this giant order to help me keep my auto bonus. I was going to lose it because I was red lighted because I just quit working. And she had to place an order to balance that out because I'm like, I have to have that. I have to have that money, Mom. I need help. So after that, I'm like, okay, we moved across the country and I'm still asking my mom for help. I can't be doing that. I can't be doing that. So I just decided that something has to change. We found a church here that I absolutely love, 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 love. And I started praying about it, you guys. My kids would be at school and I would be listening to calls and stuff. And I remember one day Jason Camper released a promo or like a incentive where he's like, congratulations, everybody gets a so much % bonus on their commissions this week just because it's a thank you to you guys. And I had prayed for that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just dropped to my knees crying. And later, Susan Kaufman goes live and she's like, you guys, I was praying for my check to be really good this week. And did you see what just happened? And then I'm just like, oh my God, this is it. This is it. Cause I was wondering, like, do I need to go back to work? Do I need to go back and like make money? Is this where I'm supposed to be? And all these signs were like, you're in the right place. So what I did to get down to action, aside from praying really bold prayers, guys, really bold, specific prayers, was asking for that promoter that I knew I would need to help me grow. I knew I need someone new and I need someone excited, because if I can get someone new and excited, it will get me excited again. And I have to get out of this funk because it's not doing anything for me. So I actually had my team do the same thing when I didn't, but I had my whole team imagine, who is your rock star promoter? If they're not with the company right now, what are they doing? What is their job every day? Do they have a job or are they staying at home? What kind of car do they drive? What is their schedule like? How much time can they commit to this? Are they a student in college? Are they a stay-at-home mom? Are they a working mom with multiple jobs? Is it a retired person who has lots of time and freedom? Like, really get down to what you need and envision that person and really think about it. I mean, even things to, it might not matter what car they drive, but it might matter if they drive a nicer car, then they might care about nicer things and care about bonuses. Some people don't care about bonuses. They don't care what they drive and they don't care, like they wouldn't be money motivated. I knew I needed somebody who cared. And through the act of just asking for it, just like I was asking for the Thrive experience, just like I was looking for energy when I first started, it was that desperation of really being intentional and really putting it out there of what I was looking for. I had a girl who had tried Thrive with me in 2016 for 1 month. She tried it for 1 month and was like, meh, it's not for me. So here we are. It was last year. It's just now been a year. She messaged me and she's like, you know what? I'm a mom now. And my almost 6-month-old baby is exhausting me and I need energy. And I remember the energy I felt with Thrive. And I think I need that now. And I was like, oh, this girl is perfect. She's been with Unique and I'm sorry, I shouldn't say other companies. She's been with other companies before. She has done other things. I know she's got a following of people who listen to her. And if she loves this, she will promote it too. And she did. And she started waking up not only me, but my team, because my team started to see this girl hop in and how is she getting her VIP bonuses? And how is she doing this? And then she's bringing on new people. And then when I'm shouting out her, more people want to join me. And it was this community effort of the more people were celebrating what was happening with the team, the more things were happening within the team. So this was probably, 2019, we moved here in August. It's almost been 2 years. So in 2020, the beginning of the year, She joined my team and we went back to 40K within probably 3 months of her being with me. So we were stuck at 12K for like 4 years. And then we went to 40K and we were back at 40K for 3 months and we went 80K. So we are an 80K team and we are growing. I know a lot of this has to do with my mindset. So it doesn't necessarily matter if you have a team that's working or not. If your team is not working, you're probably not working. And I don't mean working as in doing your reach outs and doing your follow-ups. Obviously, that's the work we all know that we have to do. You have to post on social media. You have to connect people with the leader. That's all things that we know you have to do. But it is in your heart. Like, how bad do you really want it? Are you just here because you think you want to do this? Or, yeah, 12K sounds cool. Or, I want to show everybody that I can do this. Or do you have little baby eyes looking up at you like, what are we here doing, Mom? Like, are you showing them the way? Are you showing them what is possible? Like, it's okay to be down. I'm grateful for when I was down that I did have a community of people here who did lift me up and help me get through that. I did have so much support within my community that helped me get through what I did get through. But when I decided that I was ready to do this and be all in, and I knew what I needed and I knew what I wanted on my team, it happened. It happened and it's still happening. You guys, I'm on a Zoom with Lisa Fuller. So it's happening. I have probably been talking now for 20 minutes. Lisa, I'm going to let you just if you have questions, if you want to touch on anything, if you want to take over, I'm going to take a drink. I'm thirsty.
Well, first of all, I just got to say that I think everything happens for a reason. And you have no idea how many people on this Zoom right now needed to hear your story, including me, because I think sometimes that people forget the power of intention, and what you put out there is what you get back, and you draw people to you. And I mean, no matter who's on here, whether you believe in prayer or not, it's energy, like what you're putting out there, and you attract people to you. And I cannot tell you how many people are in or have been in that spot of, it's going backwards. I need new people. I don't know what's happening. And I mean, I'm sure you can admit too, Samantha, that you weren't doing what you needed to do. Like, it's so hard to look in the mirror sometimes, but like you said, you kind of were comfortable at 40K, then it kind of went back to 12K, and you get in this place where, and that does affect your team too. Like, what you are doing affects your team and their outlook. And then when things are happening again, everyone jumps back in. The excitement exudes everything. Like, when people are excited, that energy spreads to everyone under you. And I think just hearing your full story and every little detail is so important, because there's so many people on here that are in that place where they were a 40K or they were a 12K or they were 80K, and now they lost it, or they are where they want to be, and they start thinking maybe this isn't for me, or maybe it's over. Listen, that's all bullshit. Just being real, y'all. That's crap. It is for every person on here. I don't care who you are, where you've come from, what your background is. Lavelle is for anyone who wants it. None of that matters. It's just a matter of, do you want it? And I think that your story proves that when you want something, and you said it, things in your life happen in a moment. Like, it can change everything. I've had promoters under me come in with the song and dance, oh, I want this so bad. And then within 2 months, they're like, well, nobody wants it. Everybody I go to says it's too expensive. And they check out. And then 2 years later, that same person, one moment happens in their life. Something happens that changes their thought process, their mindset. And suddenly that person that couldn't sign anyone and everybody they knew thought it was too expensive, suddenly that person goes 12K in 2 weeks. Like, it is truly just a matter of every single person on here changing their mindset, deciding today, not tomorrow, not next week, not January 1st, today, I'm done. I'm done with my crappy mindset. I'm done making excuses. I'm going to make this happen. Things have to start changing today. And I love when you talked about kind of prospecting up. Like, you were thinking about, what's that person I need in my business? Those are the type of people that I need to prospect. The people that are going to need this, the people that aren't going to make excuses. And I also love when you said, you didn't try a sample. You jumped in, you needed this. Like, you were looking for energy. So you didn't need a promo to order. You didn't need a discount. You didn't need to try it. You just bought it. There's a ton of people out there just like you. And I was talking this weekend. I was at a retreat and me and Chas were talking and I was like, dude, the economy is amazing right now. Buying a house, it's so expensive. Like, I was gonna go look for a house and the realtor I was talking to was like, I suggest you don't right now because it's so expensive. Like, wait, because people have money. When the market goes up, so do the houses because people have money to spend. People are doing very well right now. And it's just like this girl that changed your entire business, who tried the product once, didn't want it. She had one moment change in her life, now she needed it, and then that changed your whole business. I mean, it's just so powerful. And it's such a testimony and a story to every person on here that it's about you. Don't give up, and get real with yourself. Like, I'm pretty sure that was probably hard for you, like, to look in the mirror and go, okay, I'm dreaming too small.
Yeah.
And and there are people that get comfortable. Like, 200K sounds nice, but I don't know if I'm really willing to do what it takes to get there. Or, well, I don't think I could ever get there. Like, I remember thinking that when I came in, I was like, I just want an extra $500. There's no way I would ever make $1 million in this. Or we think of ourselves that way, but it's so, so, so stinking powerful. So, what, like, prospecting wise, what are you doing to grow your network? And what's your team doing to grow their network?
So this is the fun part, right? Because I've been here now for 2 years this month. We've moved here 2 years ago this month. So you guys, the biggest thing too, before I even get to that, you don't have to hit rock bottom to decide and make that decision that you're ready to grow. You don't have to have that moment. You can let this be that moment. And that's what I love about these Zooms every single week, is the same story in a different way, where somebody got sick and tired of their situation and made the choice to change. You don't have to be in this crazy, awful, you don't have to wait for something bad to happen for your life to change. Like, you can make that decision right now without having, something terrible happen in your life, or that moment happening in your life. So as far as recruiting or prospecting or whatever you want to call it, my dog is distracting me, drinking water like he lives in the desert or something. Um, the way that I am doing it now that I've been here for 2 years, I'm making friends in real life. I am better now. I'm not feeling down anymore. I'm feeling like a thriver again. So I'm going out, and actually, now that COVID has slowed and got me out of the house, my newest rock star promoter who just joined, and she hit her VIPs and she just hit her 4K and her rank advancement. So exciting. She's a mom on my son's football team, and football's only been in for like 3 weeks. So I'm meeting friends out in real life. I've become friends with a teacher at my kid's school, and I'm helping her run her business. And she also just hit her 4K rank advancement, and she's getting all the teachers at the school. You guys, I'm going out into the real world because I'm sick of being on my phone all the time. And that is what I love to do. I just want to talk about Thrive. And it's nice to be like outside talking about Thrive, bringing people samples instead of mailing them if they're local, so that I can actually see them face to face and speak with them about it. And if they have a question, they'll ask because I'm standing right there. So that's what I've been doing. As far as my team goes, I'm building a new team here. So I also have my team back home. So it's a little bit split 50-50. My team back home is like my higher ranking team. The girl who had joined me last year, she's a 40K leader now with the team. So she is awesome. And so she, I have a couple 40K, 12K, 40K leaders helping me grow and helping us get to 200K. And you guys, my mindset now is, even though the team's volume is not 200K, I am 200K. I am 200K. Like, there's no like question about it. There's no like date on the calendar for when I'm going to get it. I just am. I am 200K. So I'm helping my team with their mindset as far as that goes. Like, if you want to be something, you just are that. You are that thing. And I'm kind of incentivizing them. I'm working on putting a leader retreat together here in Arizona. So my Ohio team is really excited because those of them who are earning it, they get to fly to Arizona and they get to be in the sunshine and the warmth and be together. I hosted a leader retreat last year in Ohio and it was so fun. So been kind of going back and forth between the two and just being together and being a part of the community. So for me, it's face-to-face. It's encouraging everyone else to do the same thing and just get out there and do it. But also I have some people who are like still kind of wanting to stay inside and they're not really comfortable to go out and meet new people, and that's cool too. I'm working a lot with them in Facebook groups and encouraging them to join a group that has nothing to do with Thrive. Please don't join a health and wellness group. Join something about, mine is Outdoor Adventure Moms, because we love to be outside. We love camping. We love hiking. We love paddleboarding. We love being outside all the time. So I can contribute in that group to where, people can get to know me that have nothing to do with Thrive. And so I'm encouraging my team to do it that way also. And once you connect with someone within a group and you make friends with them outside of the group, like your friends on Facebook now, they're going to see what you do. You don't have to say, hey, you need this, or hey, have you ever heard about Thrive? They're already going to know you from being active in your Facebook group, and they're going to ask you, okay, what is that stuff you're talking about on your Facebook? I always tell them that your story doesn't expire, because every day your story is different. You guys can look back to when you first started your Thrive experience. I'm sure your experience has changed over the amount of time that you've been thriving, whether it's a week or whether it's been almost 6 years, right? So your story never changes. And so your story on your social media should never expire. You should always have a story up on your page because it's showing your day to day. And so if you're showing what you do throughout the day, every day, people start to get to know you. They start to get to know your life. I post a lot, like when I'm in the pickup line at the kids' school. I'll post like when if we're out doing something outside, I always put that on my story, because if I am in a group about outdoor adventures, I'm going to put on my story that we're out having adventures, we're doing stuff outside. So whatever you choose to be your group that you get involved in, maybe it's a dog mom group, right? Like your dog should be on your story every day. If you're in a group about dogs, like put your dog on your story, talk about your dog on your main page. And also, these are my capsules that I take every single morning. And this is my thing that I do every single day. And then I just go about my life and I don't talk about it the rest of the day because I'm just living the Thrive life. So I don't know if that answered your question. I think I just kind of went around in a circle.
No, it's perfect. And I gotta tell you, like, people just don't understand the power of doing it the old-fashioned way and meeting people out and about. I mean, you can sign somebody so much quicker as a customer promoter when you meet them, when you're talking to someone face to face versus having to, play the game on social media of, okay, now now we have to build a relationship. A relationship can be built in 5 minutes in person. It's like so crazy. And there's so many people that just are avoiding like their everyday life and the people they're running into. And I mean, you could be sitting next to, the next rock star. You could be talking to them.
Like, to add to that too, If you guys remember at the beginning of my story, I went to a stranger's house to talk to her about Thrive. I went to her house to look at her, what it means to be a promoter. But that means like, yeah, you should meet people in person to talk about Thrive and like give them a sample and talk, have lunch with them. But who do you look up to that lives close to you that you could pick their brain and talk to them? Ask them to lunch. You guys, I I learned about Jamie Lindbergh by the things that she would post on YouTube. And then I saw her interview with Lisa Fuller on here and I fell in love with her. And then I ran into her at a getaway in Cabo. I introduced myself and she said, let's do lunch. I didn't know you lived so close. I was like, are you kidding me? Yes, let's do lunch. And she met me for lunch and we talked for 2 hours and I asked her all kinds of stuff. Like, go meet someone that you look up to and tell them that you look up to them and ask them questions about their business. People love that. People love when you ask them questions about their business. I love that I'm getting asked to share right now. And if somebody asked you, how are you so successful? What do? You would love to answer them, right? So try to have more conversations with people who are successful that you want to be like, because that's going to boost your confidence like nobody's business. I can promise you that you're not going to sit down with a leader that you want to be like, and they're not going to say, well, it's just too hard, or there's just no way you can do this. They're not going to tell you stuff that your closest friends and family might tell you, that it's too good to be true or it's too hard. You find somebody who you look up to that inspires you and spend quality time with them, and it will fill your cup so much. That's how I'm in this mindset of I am 200K. I am 200K.
Well, I didn't even know until we talked I think it was yesterday or today, that you were in Arizona. I'm like, you and me and Jamie have to go to lunch. The three of us, we got to go to lunch for sure. Um, I am just so excited about this call because I feel like it's divine timing because I have so many people. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, we see this and I mean, I've been doing this for so long that I see the patterns, but so many people check out in the summer. And it's not even just the summer. So many people aren't consistent with their business. They're just not doing what they need to do on a daily basis. And then they complain that they're not where they want to be. And I think that hearing your story for so many people that have felt defeated or have felt like, you know what, I've gone so low that it's over. You know, how do I go all the way to from 40K to I can't even maintain 12 or I'm back to 4? And they think that it just seems so far away. And I'm sure you felt that. I mean, I have felt that before where I'm like, okay, how can I get back what I had? Gosh, it's so far away. But you start from the first step. And you reminded me of something so important. It is in network marketing, it is constantly about new blood. It is about bringing new people on your team that are excited. The only way to get yourself excited and to keep your team excited is to constantly have new people coming in, keeping you excited. That's where that excitement stems from. Helping someone thrive for free, helping someone hit their VIP bonus, helping someone go 4K. Like those are the things that keep an entire team going is seeing those promotions. It keeps people going, you know what? This is possible. I can do it. If someone else just did it, so can I. And I think and you said it, the same people that get you, to 4K probably aren't going to be the same people that get you to 40. Like you have to constantly be bringing in new people. And if you stop, talking to people when you're out and about, if you stop, recruiting in Facebook groups and making friends and building relationships, and if you just keep marketing to the same people over and over, you aren't going to grow. Like your business won't grow. So it's so important that you guys are really like taking these tips and doing something with them. And it's time to wake up. What's your best advice for somebody that wants to get restarted? They've been in, but they feel like they're not in it at all. But they're on this Zoom today and they're like, I want Samantha's story. Like, what's your best advice?
Okay, so That's kind of a loaded question. But I would say, like, seriously, remember that it all comes back to how Thrive makes people feel. And how did Thrive make you feel? So if you've been to a certain level and then you've kind of fallen back, I really want you to remember your own Thrive experience and fire up those old chats, those old group chats that you've been in. Don't be afraid. This is a big thing on my team. A lot of my team is afraid of follow-ups because they're afraid that someone's going to tell them that they're not feeling it, or they're afraid that they're detoxing, so they're afraid to hop in and hear that the person's not feeling it yet and they don't know what to say. Be real with people. Hop in those chats and don't be afraid to fire them back up and say, we really care about you and we want you to have the best experience. Let's start from the bottom. Tell me what you're taking and tell me how you're taking it. Sometimes I had a girl that was taking biotic in the morning with her shake and her capsules. Sometimes you just never know why somebody isn't feeling their Thrive experience, and don't let the fear of, they're going to quit and turn off their auto ship be what holds you back. Remember, if you're ready to get back into this, just be human with people. Just like I was saying, I love to hear people tell me about their lives and their, as a hairstylist, I like to listen to people talk. Ask them questions about themselves. I just said this yesterday. If you were in a group of people, say you go to Thrive Palooza or a conference of some sort, and you take this big group photo, and then you go to look at it and you're looking at the picture, who's the first person that you look for in the whole entire group? Is it your friend? Is it your upline? Or is it yourself? Like, the first person you look for in a crowd on a picture is yourself. You guys, everybody's favorite subject is themselves. And you can say, like, oh, I just care about everyone else and da 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 da. And I know you care about other people, but you also care about yourself. So when you're in helping new people, when you're out trying to get a new thriver, when you're out trying to get a new promoter, remember that person's favorite subject is themselves. They want to talk about themselves. Ask them, like, okay, like, maybe they're taking it correctly. Ask them what's going on in their world. Is there anything in your life that's stressing you out? Like, let's talk about that. Maybe you need maybe we should change you to Black Label. Maybe you need to try this new chill product that we have, and I'm going to send you a free sample of it because I think this is really going to help enhance your experience. Really just care about people more than you care about going to the next level. I know you heard me at the beginning say I cared so much about my girl getting to 4K. I didn't even realize I was at 12K because I was helping someone else, focusing on someone else. And then in turn, I got what I wanted. I got what I was trying to get by caring about them. But if you're always looking for a sale, if you're always looking to recruit, like if you meet somebody at the football field and you're instantly thinking, that's my next prospect, you're missing the in-between part. And so you're never going to have that connection with them. They might be your next rock star, but if it's built upon your intention of just enrolling them, they're not going to think you really care about them. Get to know people, care about them, know what they are looking for, know what their goals are, love them where they're at. If they only want to get their products for free, you can't push them to hit a 4K rank advancement bonus. You're just going to make them mad. They're just going to be like, I don't want that. But if you just listen to them, let them speak, let them tell you what they want, and then you respect that, that's when they wake up and say, you know what, I think I want to try this again. Or they wake up and they say, you know what, an auto bonus, that sounds really cool. I think I want to do that. If you just respect people where they're at, that doesn't mean you're going to be stuck with that because they're happy with getting their Thrive for free. So dang, what am I going to do? I need them to be 4K so I can move forward. No, you love them where they are and you go get new people. You go get more people in the meantime while this person is confident and comfortable with what they're doing. They're going to see you bring a new person. They're going to see a new person break a rank. They're going to see a new person earn an auto bonus. And that's when they're going to say, I want that too. So that's what I do. That would be my advice, I should say.
That is the best advice ever. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I mean, excitement breeds excitement. there's no coincidence that when a team is on fire, everyone's on fire at once. And when no one is, no one is. Why? Because that's how it goes. Like somebody has to spark the fire. Somebody has to start it. And it has to be you. You. If you're on the Zoom today, you are the one that has to start it. Oh my gosh, Samantha, I could interview you for a whole nother hour. Um, we're out of time, but I want to thank you so, so, so much. And I can't wait to get together with you here in Arizona. Actually, I'm planning a training here, so I'm gonna have to get with you. Um, I just am stoked that you were today's interview because I just think so many people needed to hear your story, and it's giving a lot of people hope that they don't have to stay stuck where they are. Make the decision today. And you guys, we just got paid. So be so grateful. Whether your paycheck is 10 bucks or 10,000, it doesn't matter because it's more than when you started, right? And yesterday was the second, so we got our accounts loaded with credits. It's a good day in the neighborhood. So make sure you guys go make a payday post today and let everyone know what your paycheck is helping you with because hey, I mean, somebody in your timeline needs some groceries in their fridge or some gas in their car or just wants to go on a vacation at some point in life. And you're proving that you can bring in some extra income from home, from your phone during your own time and being your own boss. It's a pretty cool thing. So thank you so, 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 so much, Samantha. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank
Um,
you for having me. I'm seriously still like, I can't believe I just did that.
I'm so excited you said yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all of you guys that get on every single week, I just want to thank you and tell you how much I appreciate you. And it's time. It's time to get back in this. It's time to make sure our people are plugged in. It's time to make sure we're staying plugged in. And it's time to get back to doing the do so we can get the get. It's not going to happen unless y'all act. So let's get our heads out of our booties and make it happen, guys. We will see you guys next Tuesday. Same time, same place, same link. So share it, get people on, and it could just, getting on a Zoom like this is something that could change somebody's business. Just hearing one thing, one tip, or one inspiring story that changes the game. So it's your job as leaders to make sure you're getting your people on this stuff. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Thanks, guys. Happy payday. Thanks, Samantha.